What if I told you that somewhere in the world, there are tunnels so precise, so advanced, and so mysterious, that even modern engineers still struggle to explain them, not myths, not movies, but real underground structures, carved into solid rock thousands of years ago. And here's the part that changes everything. Some of these tunnels appear to defy the technology of their time. Others are aligned with astronomical precision. And a few lead to places that still remain restricted today. No clear records. No confirmed builders. No satisfying explanations. Just silence and questions. In this video, we're going to explore 4 underground structures from different parts of the world, each one raising serious debates among historians, archaeologists, and researchers. Were they burial sites, secret storage systems, religious chambers, or something far more advanced than we've been told? Stay until the end, because one of these tunnels challenges everything we think we know about ancient engineering. Let's begin. Our first mystery takes us to the mountains of Europe. Hidden inside solid rock, there exists a tunnel system that has puzzled researchers for decades. Unlike simple caves, this structure appears intentionally carved. The walls are smooth, the angles are precise, and the layout suggests planning, not randomness. Some archaeologists believe it was created as a burial chamber. Others argue it may have served as a defensive refuge. But here's the complication. The tunnel does not match the construction techniques typically used during the period it is believed to have been built. Tool marks found inside suggest advanced stone-cutting methods. In some areas, the symmetry seems unusually accurate for ancient hand tools. Even more interesting, the structure's orientation aligns with specific solar positions during certain times of the year. Was this intentional or coincidence? Researchers have tested different theories, including religious significance and astronomical alignment, but no single explanation fully satisfies all the evidence. What makes this tunnel even more intriguing is its preservation. Despite centuries of environmental exposure, parts of it remain remarkably intact. This raises an important question. Was this structure simply ahead of its time? Or are we missing part of the historical record? The debate continues. And this is only the beginning, because the next tunnel is even more controversial. Our second tunnel takes us far from Europe to a completely different continent. Deep beneath rocky terrain, explorers discovered a massive underground structure that stretches farther than expected. At first glance, it looks like a simple passageway. But as researchers map the interior, they notice something unusual. The tunnel system is not random. It contains multiple chambers, sharp turns, and sections that appear deliberately reinforced. Some experts suggest it may have been part of an ancient settlement network, possibly used for storage or protection. However, there's a problem with that theory. The scale of construction seems unusually large for the population estimated to have lived in the region at that time. There are also reports of precise carving techniques that raise questions about the tools used. No written records clearly explain its purpose. No inscriptions provide confirmation. Just architecture and silence. Some believe it could have been part of a trade route system. Others propose ceremonial use. But until definitive evidence is found, its full purpose remains uncertain. And the mystery deepens when we compare it with similar underground structures discovered elsewhere in the world. Because patterns begin to appear, and that is where things become even more interesting. In the next segment, we examine a tunnel that challenges conventional historical timelines. As investigations continued, researchers began to document every detail of the tunnel system carefully. Measurements were taken, structural patterns were analyzed, and historical comparisons were made. What they discovered did not immediately provide answers, but it did raise new questions. The internal design of the tunnel suggests intentional planning. Certain corridors appear aligned in a structured sequence. Some chambers are positioned in ways that indicate architectural strategy. In modern engineering, similar precision requires advanced tools and surveying equipment. So how was this achieved in ancient times? Some experts argue that traditional tools were sufficient. Others believe the level of symmetry suggests knowledge that we do not fully understand yet. It is important to stay balanced in interpretation. There is no verified evidence of advanced lost technology. However, the craftsmanship itself remains impressive for its time. Archaeologists emphasize that ancient civilizations were highly skilled in stone construction. But when multiple underground systems across different regions show similar complexity, researchers naturally compare findings. And comparisons often lead to deeper discussion. That discussion continues today, because every new excavation sometimes reveals additional details. And those details can change interpretations. The tunnel is not just a structure. It is a historical puzzle. And puzzles require evidence, not assumptions. In the next section, we explore the strongest arguments and the most debated theories surrounding this site. As research expanded, the debate around this tunnel system grew stronger. Different experts presented different interpretations. Some argued that the structure fits within the known capabilities of ancient construction techniques. Stone tools, patient labor, and long-term planning could explain much of what we see today. Ancient civilizations were not primitive. They were skilled, organized, and capable of impressive engineering. Others, however, pointed to the scale and precision of certain sections. They questioned whether the available tools could consistently produce such symmetry across large distances. But here is something important to understand. Scientific investigation does not require extraordinary conclusions when ordinary explanations remain possible. At the same time, unanswered questions deserve further study. One key point in the discussion is alignment. Some corridors appear intentionally oriented. Researchers examined whether this orientation had functional, environmental, or cultural significance. In many ancient structures around the world, alignment with natural elements, such as sunlight or geography, was common. That does not automatically mean advanced hidden knowledge. It means humans have long observed their environment carefully. Another topic in the debate involves unexplored areas. Certain sections of the tunnel system remain restricted for safety reasons. This has led to speculation online. However, speculation is not evidence. Until full documentation and peer-reviewed studies confirm new findings, conclusions must remain cautious. The responsible approach is simple: observe, document, analyze, verify. The mystery becomes interesting not because of fantasy, but because of unanswered research questions. And in the final part, we will bring everything together. Because sometimes the most powerful conclusion is not a dramatic answer, but a reminder of how much we are still learning. After examining the evidence, comparing theories, and reviewing expert opinions, one thing becomes clear. These tunnels are remarkable examples of human construction. They show planning, they show effort, and they show architectural intelligence. But they do not automatically require extraordinary explanations. In history, many structures that once seemed mysterious were later understood through careful research and new discoveries. That is how science works. Questions are not weaknesses. They are opportunities to learn more. And while some details remain under discussion, the majority of archaeological evidence supports conventional historical interpretations. However, there is still value in continued exploration, because every excavation adds new data, and new data can refine our understanding of the past. The real mystery is not whether these tunnels were built by humans. The real mystery is how much knowledge ancient civilizations possessed, and how advanced their planning and engineering skills truly were. We often underestimate history, but time has a way of revealing more information. Until all sections are fully studied and documented, discussions will continue. And perhaps that is the most important takeaway, not that the tunnels are impossible to explain, but that curiosity drives progress. So the question now is not what these tunnels are. The question is, what other discoveries are still hidden beneath our feet? And how many more answers are waiting to be found? The story does not end here, because history is still being written. Across different regions of the world, underground structures have been discovered that continue to attract attention from historians and researchers. These tunnels are not simple natural formations. They show signs of deliberate modification, shaped passages, defined chambers, and structured layouts that suggest long-term planning. When examining such sites, archaeologists follow strict scientific methods. They document measurements, analyze tool marks, study surrounding soil layers, and compare findings with known historical timelines. In many cases, underground construction served practical purposes. It provided protection from extreme weather, storage for resources, and safe spaces during periods of instability. Building below ground offered natural advantages. Temperatures remain more stable underground. This could help preserve food supplies and protect communities from environmental challenges. In addition, underground spaces can reduce visibility from outside threats. Throughout history, societies have used similar strategies for safety. The tunnel systems being discussed in this investigation reflect thoughtful engineering. The corridors are organized. Some sections demonstrate consistent geometry. Structural stability appears to have been considered during construction. Experts emphasize that ancient civilizations possessed significant architectural knowledge. Stoneworking techniques evolved over centuries, allowing builders to create durable and complex spaces. While modern tools allow us to analyze structures with greater precision, that does not automatically mean ancient builders lacked skill. On the contrary, many historical examples demonstrate impressive craftsmanship. Researchers also study alignment patterns. In some underground sites worldwide, orientation has practical or cultural significance. These patterns can reflect environmental awareness rather than extraordinary design theories. Importantly, responsible investigation avoids assumptions. Conclusions must rely on physical evidence. If new data emerges, interpretations may be updated accordingly. At present, available findings do not confirm any unusual origin theories. Instead, evidence supports the understanding that these tunnels were constructed using known methods available during their respective historical periods. The investigation remains valuable because it helps refine our knowledge of ancient engineering practices. Every measurement taken adds clarity. Every documented feature contributes to historical understanding. And with each study, researchers gain a deeper appreciation for the capabilities of early builders. As research continues, experts focus not only on the structure itself, but also on the broader historical context in which it was built. Understanding a tunnel system requires examining the surrounding environment. Geological conditions, available materials, and the needs of the local population all influence construction decisions. In many regions, underground architecture developed gradually. Communities learned how to cut, support, and reinforce stone through trial, experience, and generational knowledge. This knowledge was passed down, refined, and adapted over time. When analyzing tool marks inside tunnels, specialists compare them with known historical instruments. In most documented cases, the patterns match traditional hand tools used in ancient construction. No verified evidence currently indicates the presence of unknown machinery or unexplained manufacturing processes. Instead, findings highlight patience, labor, and structural understanding. Some areas of the tunnel may still be under study. In archaeology, it is common for certain sections to remain temporarily restricted during safety assessments or ongoing documentation. This does not imply secrecy. It reflects standard preservation practices designed to protect both researchers and the site itself. Public interest often increases when structures appear unusual. Online discussions can sometimes expand beyond available evidence. For this reason, academic researchers rely strictly on peer-reviewed analysis. Historical interpretation must remain grounded in data. At present, available research supports the conclusion that this tunnel system represents skilled human construction within its historical timeframe. That conclusion does not reduce its significance. On the contrary, it highlights the ingenuity of early engineers. The ability to design stable underground spaces without modern technology demonstrates strong understanding of materials and environment. As new scanning methods and documentation tools improve, researchers may continue to refine details. However, scientific conclusions depend on measurable findings. The story of this tunnel is not one of supernatural mystery. It is a story of human capability. It is a reminder that history often contains impressive achievements that deserve recognition. And while curiosity drives exploration, evidence guides interpretation. In the end, these tunnels stand as part of the archaeological record, valuable for study, education, and historical understanding. The investigation may continue, but current data supports a grounded explanation. And that is how responsible research moves forward.